All right, welcome to trade recap for June 26th. It's 9:30 right now. It's pretty late, but I still wanted to get a video out just explaining my trade. Just most people either got break even today or honestly didn't take anything, and I feel like my trade was pretty valid and most people would benefit from seeing my analysis and my thought process the other day. So let's get into it. So starting the pre-market, what the heck? So starting at pre-market, this is rewind to like 9 o'clock. I was bearish pretty much. London, we swept this. I think it was almost. I think it was a 4 hour too. Yeah, it was a 4 hour. We were continuing to. I think this was what was it? Asia low. Yeah, Asia low from same session. So I saw that. I assume we are just gonna come down, either flush it at open as like a Friday and then just chop around, or maybe resweep London high. But I was waiting for that, so let me get off of replay and just show you what today looked like and my trade. All right, so at open, we came down here. Let me go on the 1 minute, shows it better. So right at open, open was this candle right here. We came down. This line right here is Asia low. We flushed pretty hard here. I think it's a 15 minute right here if I mark it out. Um, yeah, 15 minute was right here. This was like a pretty shitty short, in my opinion, that I saw. Some people took. I mean, I saw this. I saw the idea there. It just wasn't that good. Um, Came up into the 15 minutes, slept out these highs over here. Technically, you could say this is a CISD. Pretty. I mean, my trade yesterday was a tiny CISD too, but this is different for many circumstances, being that it's right at open and also because it's a 15 minute. Um, so yeah, we came down. We actually failure swinged on the Asia lows, which is pretty surprising. And we just chopped around, creating these like low resistance liquidity lows. And then we came up here to London highs. We were like flirting around in this 1 hour gap for a while. We actually came up inverse. I don't think we inversed it before my trade, but we were messing around in that. I think ES was pretty overextended here above this gap. We had these left here. We had these low resistance liquidity highs. So I honestly thought we were probably just gonna long without getting an entry. I really wanted shorts off of London highs. I saw these failure swings. I'm like, it's just too good not to get taken. Plus those low resistance lows I showed on the 1 minute we had right here. So we came up, took London high, and then chopped around, and then 11 o'clock's when I looked to get off the charts. 10:50 macros at 11:10 really is when I'm like, all right, I'm gonna call it. But right around that time, like 11:12, yeah, 11:12 right here, we started flushing these lows, and there's two 15-minute gaps. Um, One being this higher one, then this other one that's in discounted range. So I was like, all right, if we do want to come down there, I don't really want to take a trade, but I sort of have to stay on just to look because sometimes we get a later trade in the session after we have a lot of accumulation like this. So we accumulated here, came down, consider this manipulation. I pulled up on ES, but I don't feel like tracking all the way back to find it. But ES barely didn't take this low. We formed this SMT into the 15 minute. And then we saw immediate displacement. Usually we have this like displacing candle that leaves large wick and then instantly forms a CISD in 1 minute. It's a clear sign that it's likely a reversal. But we have this 1 minute gap. Yesterday I talked about how I like to enter gaps when there's like a strong reaction happening through it, just because sometimes we can run it. Like if you look at this wick of this candle, it's right up here. This is like, here, I'll measure it out. It's an extra 22 points. Say it like closed up here, which it didn't end up doing, but it's possible. It's 22 points of extra risk that I would have to put on. So I like to enter when it's flushed through. We already formed the CISD, so that's my entry, but the 1 minute gap's a point where we could reject. So once I saw the flush through pretty decent, I entered right around here. Actually, this is exactly where I entered because it was set up with my executions, just trade of eight, reset the executions for the night, so I can't have them on. But yeah, I entered right here. Um, BE was at the high, kept that the entire time. We started chopping around a little bit, but then we got the clear flush through. I actually had to get off the charts. I wasn't at my computer anymore, so I wasn't on for a little bit, but I did check back and we took this high out and we started right around here. We started coming down and I'm on, like I said yesterday, I'm on the TPT account with intraday, so I didn't want to have to like give up a ton of risk by having this come back down. So I took a partial here, half my size being 1 micro, so I was in 2 micros. And the AM high was my final draw. So came up here, I was like, oh shit, we're about to just edge it. And we came down, tapped the 1 minute, hit this order block, rejected, took the high. So that was a trade. If you didn't take it, I wouldn't be mad. It was pretty late in the session, but sometimes you gotta wait that long. I would say this week patience was a virtue because all the trades I had taken were pretty late in the session. That doesn't always happen, but sometimes what it's gonna be. So if you can avoid taking something pretty bad or not amazing and wait until you get something that's clear. It's always better. But yeah, um, it's pretty much it. There's nothing else. I hopped off the charts after this. It was a good end of the week. I guess I'll pull up my trade Zella and show that just for the week. All right, here's the trade Zella. I just want to show like P&L. So 1300 brand new TPT Pro 25K. So buffer's essentially made. 60% win rate, 3.27 profit factor. So I think profit factor is just how profitable a strategy is. So one's basically the baseline, 3.27 would be three times over that. And then, I mean, day win rate doesn't necessarily matter. I took 1 day where I had a loss and another day where I took a loss and I took a win and that canceled it out. So solid there. Um, Average win-loss rate doesn't really, I don't even care about that. Zealous score, it's whatever you want it to be. It doesn't, I don't pay attention to that. But yeah, it was a new account, so I don't have any data back here, but solid win, solid wins this week. Just want to show this to show consistency and just track record here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, Again, if you or just seeing this on YouTube, you want to join our free Discord, it's in the bio on this channel and also on our Instagram. It's underscore AW trades if you want to follow that. Post our trades there and yeah, have a good weekend.